Hey everyone, it's Synth Designer back again with another video. Today I'm going to be going over a few of my new synth sounds from my latest preset pack called 90s Dance. I've already done a few videos on some of these presets. If you haven't checked them out, go look at them right now. I did a video on some of these lead sounds, popular lead sounds from the 90s, as well as some bass sounds. Today I'm going to show you a few different 90s style sounds that I've created in this preset pack, and we're just going to kind of go over the philosophy of them and then how you can create your own 90s style sounds. If you're new to the channel, go to synthdesigner.com. You can download this preset pack absolutely free, no signups required. There's 30 unique presets in the sound bank, all for free. If you want to support me, you could shoot me a donation, or you could join my Patreon page, where I release 12 to 15 different presets each month, all for Serum, and you could do that for only a couple bucks. So why don't we get right into this video? So starting off, we're going to take a look at this sound called Fifth Saw Lead, and it's called that just because this oscillator here is up a fifth. As you can see, 7 semitones here, and it sounds a bit like this. So it's really got that kind of 90s vibe. So what characterized the 90s, I feel like, is a lot of their sounds were kind of more harsh, I would say, in a lot of ways, because 90s dance sounds, they didn't use the heavy filters, I want to say. They really wanted those bright, kind of harsh sounds to kind of cut through the mix and just get people on the dance floor, right? The other thing is, of course, they use analog equipment, so a lot of these sounds are going to be like the best we could do with Serum. They're not going to be perfect, but they are going to be pretty darn good, I would say. So why don't we take a look at how I made this? You can see there's very simple oscillators here. That's the other thing. They didn't have complicated, weird wavetables. They used simple shapes, and that's what we're going to be doing for most of these. So when you look at it, you see just a pulse wave down 2 octaves, actually. So it's kind of adding that low bassy type of sound, and then that brightness comes from the saw. I've attached this filter cutoff here just to give some options here for opening it up. The other thing is there's some noise here as well, adding that character. You could really hear it. And as you can see, this is attached to its own envelope here. Just opening it up. It does have a sustained sound because the first envelope, the amp envelope here, but it's really meant to be kind of a lead. So it's really kind of meant to be more of a plucky sound in a lot of ways. The other thing here you can see is the drive is up just to give it a little bit more harmonic content. And then the effects is really where we get a lot of the sound. I EQ'd out some of the highs here. It's a pretty harsh sound because that's saw wave, and especially since the filter opens up quite a bit. The next thing is this multi-band compression really adding a lot of character. If we were to turn it off, we're really not getting that kind of over-the-top type of thing, right? So that multi-band compression really adds a lot of character to it. The other thing is simply we have some delay and reverb. And you don't need the delay. I find that the reverb helps a little bit just to kind of round out the sound. The delay is kind of optional, whatever you think fits your mix. So don't be afraid, as with any preset, to kind of play around with that. So this next sound here, this is actually going to be a couple of sounds I'm going to show you because they're very similar in a lot of ways. This is kind of a sampled sound, and the great thing about Serum, of course, is you can use the noise oscillator as essentially a sampler. And if we take a listen to it, it's got that really kind of, again, that fifth kind of element to it, and that comes from this sampled sound. I don't exactly remember where I even got this from. This may have been my own sound, may have come from something else. Either way, it was a great synth sound. And it just felt like it would be kind of adding a great layer to it. So coupled with this saw wave, I did pitch it up a couple of semitones just to make it match. And of course, I used the key tracking so it can adapt to the keystrokes. Paired along with that, I have a very similar one called Sampled Square. Basically the same thing with the same noise oscillator, same sample, but with a square. So both of these, as you can see, I have a little bit of width to it through multiple voices of unison. And it kind of has that cool 90s. Again, they use that fifth element, so the 7 semitones up, and it has that character oftentimes in dance music. Here again, a little bit of compression, a little bit of chorus, delay, and reverb. And with this one, we have very similar elements. I did take this EQ down a little bit. I did actually pop up this frequency range here. So it is a little bit more bassy, and it can adapt a little bit too. So if you wanted to take that bass element down too, I felt like that was taking away a little bit too much. So I kind of added it back there. But either way, so both these sounds really utilize that kind of unique noise oscillator that Serum has. And I really find that that's a cool way of adding something really unique to any sound. Use your own samples. I've done a video on this as well. Utilize the noise oscillator when you're using Serum because it adds so much just harmonic content to your sounds that otherwise you just won't be able to get. This next sound here is a very popular one used in a lot of different genres throughout the 90s dance music. This one is this kind of really detuned saw sound. Now, I don't have this on mono, and you can use it as chords, but generally it's used as a lead sound. Anyone who knows 90s music, just classic type of sound there. And it's super simple to create. As you can see, I have this mod wheel again. This is a low pass here, and I have a lot of resonance, which is creating that unique sound as well. So you can see here, very simple, just a basic saw wave with some unison, and then the detune is up quite a bit. That gives a lot of width to it. Again, using this mod wheel. Something you can very easily automate. And as you can hear, tons of delay and a little bit of reverb as well. Again, don't need the delay. You can automate this or turn it on and off. Another big part is this multi-band compressor again. Again, that kind of OTT compressor that we have here adds tons of character, really important to the sound here. So again, very simple sound to create. All you have to do is just use a simple saw wave and add some unison and keep that detune up. And then add some of that resonance here. Then lastly here, we have this kind of recreation of the Hydra Synth, very popular from the 90s. It's kind of similar to the last one, but has a few little unique qualities to it. Let's just hear it quickly. Really another kind of lead sound. You can play it in chords, but sounds better as a lead as well because of that detunement again. So much like the last one, simple saw wave here, tons of unison, voice of unison here, and a lot of detune. Very simple, no movement to the envelope at all. and cutting off just a little bit of those highs here. The unique aspect to it here, of course, you can hear, is the pitch bend through the portamento, and just gives it that kind of great little pitch bend. I didn't want to overdo it as well. And then very simply, just a little bit of reverb here. So there you have it. There are some cool sounds from my latest preset pack called 90s Dance. Feel free to send me any kind of songs that you made using this preset pack. Would love to see some. Have fun with these sounds. They're really meant to just be kind of a fun preset pack, kind of reminding us of the 90s and the cool sounds that we heard back in the day. And of course, 90s music and influence has really started to make a little bit of a comeback, and I'm hoping this kind of inspires you to make your own 90s style tracks. Again, go download these for free at synthdesigner.com. And I'll see you all next time.